Hey, we've got something to show you today from ANBO Manufacturing. We have a new product that we came out with, another series I should say, in a series of units that we have. It's our GR series, 75, 120, and now we have a new 140 unit that I'm going to reveal to you today. Our GR140HC, again, GR grapple rake. 140 is up to 140 horsepower. And what we did different is the series, this design is done in our 75s, our 120s, and now the new 140. What we've done with that is the 75s come with 5/8 outers and 1/2 inch inside tines. Our 120 are 3/4 outers and 5/8 inside tines. This new one now we have, it's more for our 100 horsepower skid steers and stuff, and especially CTLs that have tracks. You have a lot more torque and power than tired that spin out easier. So most of our series, when we put the horsepowers to them, were about more matching to tired machines. So we upsize you one size if you have a CTL, compact track loader type series. And these are 3/4 inch all the way across. Our 160 series was a taller unit, so it kind of got into the way. Some guys didn't mind it on the skidsters for the doors and stuff. Other ones prefer this little bit shorter series for that. So we came up with this 140, basically a heavy duty for those bigger chassis, 100 horsepower, anywhere from an 85 up to 110 horsepower skid steers. These work really good, or I should say CTLs, not a skid steer. So basically we've taken out the flat bar. When I showed you the series last time on a 75, GR75, it had the flat bar across here that we used to do. I didn't like the fact that those would bow and bend a little bit. So we went to the cold roll in there and really beefed this thing up. Again, 3/4 inch, and this is what we call our HC series, our high capacity. And the high capacity has the longer bottom tines on them. They come all the way out. It's for a bigger capacity internally, and for brush and everything, logs, things like that. Guys like it. What I like about the HC, if you're in a skid steer, you sit back in it, and with a root rake, you get used to it. It's pretty good. Or what we call our root rake is a short tine bottom, so they'll be just stubs. They're great for just tipping down and ripping the roots out of the ground. A lot of guys like that and they stick with that. What this one does is allows you to see your tips a little bit better. You can look down through the openings and tell where your tips are on the ground, so you can tell if you're ripping or you just want to skim across the top. So again, new series we have. Really great for that 100 horsepower range CTLs. Different. We have 3/8 tube here, 1/4 tube here, 6x4 3/8 tube back here. These are 3x3s. If we come to the back side here on our bigger units, we have 3x8 cylinders. They are now 4,000 pound cylinders instead of 3,000 that we used to have. And the universal plates, we've added a support in here. By adding that support, it locks that in, bumps up, double welds, so we didn't make sure we don't get any bending. Some of your people you'll see out there, competitors will have little gussets in here, and we've done this and it's worked out really, really well. And you can see again, all of our lines are wrapped and hidden behind everything. We have the feed line kit just to add to this for whatever it's going on. Just to go over our pins again, all of our units have greasable pins. All the pivot points are greasable, so you get long wear out of them. I would recommend on heavy use to replace these pins every couple years, and then always check the bolts to make sure that they're not coming loose. We do put Loctite on them now, and so instead of cotter pins, we now put bolts on our heavier units so that the pin doesn't pop out. We've had some issues with that, and then things get bent, so we've taken care of that problem too. So another thing that we do, which is kind of a signature for us, because you'll see a lot of companies out there will have teeth on the bottom and the top. We have found that we do not like that. What happens is when you're pulling something in, we want it to roll up into the unit, and then when you go to dump, you'll see if you pick up and you're in a trailer or brush pile or anything like that, guys are sitting there shaking because all the debris is catching on the bottom and they're trying to get it off the bottom tines. We find that you really don't need teeth on the bottom. Your top is crucial. We put very pronounced teeth on the top side so you can pull that material in You open it back up and it'll slide right back out and dump for you really well, especially more importantly when you're up on piles or you've got your loader up in the air. It needs to be able to dump that off and get rid of it instead of sitting there shaking your machine up and down the loader trying to get that thing to dump. So another thing that we really pride ourselves in is almost everything we manufacture now is made out of AR400 Formaloy. In the industry, high quality is really abused. We hear high quality grade steel or top steel. Those companies are A36 steel. That's 36,000 PSI steel. That's mild steel. It's the bottom steel you can use in this, and they're calling it high quality. And a lot of it is imported also. This is all US steel, AR400 Formaloy. So Formaloy means this end can actually flex to a point and come back without weakening it or making it brittle. So you get 450 and 500, we found that is too hard a metal, and it's like a knife. Where a knife blade, if you start bending it, it just snaps. And that's what's gonna happen where this doesn't. And we also have that 1¼ inch cold roll in to tie all these tines together. And by tying them all together, that strength is transferred. So no one is loaded too heavy. It just gains much, the whole structure becomes much stronger. So if you want to get a hold of us for one of these, or if you would like to discuss your tractor size, what would be best for you, you can get a hold of us at ANBOMFG.com. That's ANBOMFG.com. Our phone number is 509-684-5290. Thank you.